BYU quarterback and football radio analyst Riley Nelson is a oft guest on this program. We bring him in live now on the Deseret First Credit Union hotline. Riley, welcome back to the show. How are you?
Thanks so much. Doing well this fine Wednesday morning.
Fantastic.
Wednesday morning.
Oh, my gosh.
It's very cold.
It's like the coldest day in Utah history or something crazy.
Coldest October day. Thankfully, it's going to warm up a little bit for the game in Logan. We expect temperatures right around the mid-40s, low 40s at kickoff. Riley, you've played both sides of this rivalry as the starting quarterback. What does this game mean to you?
Yeah, I mean, this game is great because while BYU and Utah State have never been in a line in the same conference, and of course BYU being independent, not having a conference alignment, whenever you can play a football game that has meaning, it has intensity, and it has emotion behind it, that's really what draws us all to the game, right? Are those type of moments and those type of dynamics. And this is a game that, look, you mentioned both sides. Back in 2006, it didn't have that, but here we sit in 2019 and it started picking up, in the early 2010s. It developed that. It's a game
I think we lost Riley for a moment. We'll get him back.
I think he got really emotional.
Possible.
I think he got so emotional.
We went right to that deep emotional well off the
I'm
top.
here, yeah.
He's back.
He's back.
Okay, he's back.
We think it was cell service, but perhaps your emotions caught up with you.
Yeah, a little bit of both. I am on for work, but it does bring out the best of emotion. But that's a good thing, guys. Don't be scared of your emotions.
Exactly. Now, Riley, I think you're discounting the time from 22 to 37 and then 38 to 61 in which BYU and Utah State played in a conference. Those were just some really meaningful, memorable games that everyone remembers.
Yeah, and I got to brush up on my history. That's for sure. I mean, that's part of my job. If I'm going to be on the airwaves calling the game on Saturday, I got to know that history from 100 years ago.
The Rocky Mountain States and the Mountain States sky. Yeah, who cares? You're right. Let's talk about the subject everyone's discussing about the quarterback. Is it obvious that BYU should start Jaren Hall, or is it not obvious? Should there be a competition this week between Hall and Romney, or is it gamesmanship?
Yeah, I think there should be. So, in my opinion, within a program, you have to avoid sense of entitlement at all costs. And when a guy like Baylor Romney comes in, who was a third, plays as well as he does, executes the offense, is able to help captain the ship towards a win against a ranked Boise team at home, that guy, to not give him a chance and to just hand it back to the guy that was the two, because somehow there's a magical sense of entitlement with it on those depth chart numbers, how they were at the beginning of the season. That's dangerous, and it's cancerous, because with quarterback being the most visible position both within the program and without, you can't let entitlement creep in. And so there has to be a competition, and there also has to be within the staff. This doesn't have much to do with the players, but a good hard look at, all right, what is our best chance as an offense? What's our best game in, and which of these players who have somewhat unique skill sets gives us the best chance to win, and you play that player that gives you the best chance to win with the best game plan against Utah State.
Are you saying then that all of the spring and fall camp reps where Jaren Hall earned the backup spot should be to some degree thrown out the window, and it should be about this week?
No. So one of the tough things about spring and fall rep, like the reality is, and this is what is so great, but also what's so frustrating about football, is you only really have 12 guaranteed opportunities to prove what kind of player you are. I went through this as a player. I was not a great practice player. I worked my butt off, but my skills, but I didn't ever get to go live. I didn't ever get to be tackled. It was extremely frustrating for me when a defensive lineman got close to me who in a game no way would sack me, but the play would get whistled, and now I end up in 3rd and 12. But the reality is, if that's in a game time setting, I escape it, extend the play, maybe complete a ball downfield, or at least go pick up 6 or 7 with my feet and put the team in 3rd and 4, right? I know I just went through a huge hypothetical there, but no, they're not for naught. But the reality is you now have games to evaluate from both of these players, and so in a sense, it does. That work is not for naught, but it's just the circumstances have changed. it's rare that you get game film on two competing quarterbacks in back-to-back weeks, and that's the unique situation that the BYU coaching staff finds themselves in making this decision.
And speaking of the decision, I am certainly glad that I don't have to make it because it is a difficult one. All of this discussed, Riley, who would you start for BYU on Saturday night?
Yeah, I'm not going to give you a satisfactory answer on this in that I don't – if I were the offensive coordinator and got to architect my offense and call plays, I could tell you who I would start if that were the case, but I'm not. It's up to Coach Grimes and the rest of his staff for architecting this game plan. Like I think it's very dependent. Now, so I'm dodging that answer because I think you could play either and win. It just all depends on what game plan are you going to go in there with and what game plan can you execute at a high enough efficiency for success. But in my answer, I'm somewhat diminishing, and I know we don't like to do this when talking about football, but I'm diminishing the role of the quarterback because to me, this game is going to be much more about all three phases than it is about who's, taking snaps from under center for BYU.
This game is so weird because you could assume a lot of things or you could assume nothing. I'm assuming nothing going into this. That Utah State is not the team that played Air Force. That Utah State is not the team that played LSU, right? That they're more like the team that played Wake Forest at the beginning of the year. And with BYU, I hope it's the team that played Boise State and not the team that played South Florida. But it's hard to know this year because BYU's been very inconsistent. What version of each team do you expect Saturday?
So I hope BYU is expecting – no one understands better the place that the place that Utah State is coming from better than BYU, right? The Air Force loss was their South Florida loss. And we saw how BYU responded. They mixed everything up. There was personnel changes. There were strategy changes. Coach Grimes comes down out of the boot. And there was a sense of really desperation to save their season. So no one understands better. That's exactly where Utah State is. No one understands that better than BYU. So the challenge for BYU is that emotion, that urgency, that desperation, those changes, that adaptability was not a solitary moment from the South Florida week to the Boise State week. Rather, it was a transformational change that now will continue to snowball or that they will build upon from Boise because they are going to get Utah State's best shot. In a way, LSU, I don't think they thought they had – LSU's probably going to end up in the college football playoff or if not right on the outskirts. But they're a bona fide team that even Utah State I think expected to do much there. But Utah State definitely didn't expect to play the way they did or the outcome of the Air Force game to be what it was. And so those wholesale changes that BYU underwent, Utah State is going to be undergoing those this week. So BYU better be ready for their best shot. So for that reason, I am most excited. I do not expect to see the same Utah State team that I saw against Air Force. And I sure hope, much like you just said, I sure hope to see the team that came out against Boise with the same hunger and fire build on that, throw gas on that fire, and, take care of Utah State up in their stadium in Logan.
Riley, it's great to catch up with you, man. We'll leave you to your preparation so you can brush up on the Rocky Mountain States Conference and so on and so forth.
Skyline and Mountain States.
I am getting a little rusty on the beer or the double wing or those. That's definitely going to be relevant for the call on Saturday. So I'll be doing some internet research after I hang up with you guys.
Yeah, the Aggies are running the single wing. Thanks, Riley.
Yeah, have a good day, fellas.
You got it. Riley Nelson on the Deseret First Credit Union Hotline.